see here. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, good morning. First of all, how is everyone? I hope doing well. We're just on our way to work today, and had a subscriber ask me to talk about how I got into motorcycling, and I think, there you go, guy, no crosswalk, get across there, get quick, motivated. Look at how beautiful that is before we get going, huh? Jesus. But how did I get started, right? What was the story behind the moto? So I can tell you, as far as experiences go, I was into dirt bikes as a kid. I didn't have one of my own, so I borrowed friends here and there. But I had my dad bought some four-wheelers for around the property, like the farmhand four-wheeler type of thing, but he got a 250 and a 350, I think, Suzuki King Quads, and holy shit, I was on that thing. I mean, tank after tank after tank, like my legs were about to fall off. That's how much I was sitting on that damn thing, just riding around.
Yo, if you rewind that guy didn't even fucking stop.
Always been into cars. Like, I was driving cars around the property and things like that where my dad lived for, I don't know, since I was a very little guy, like 7 or 8 years old, man. Couldn't reach the pedals, that was fine. I would just get mom or dad to do the pedal part, and I would shift and steer and all that stuff until I was old enough to jam around on it myself. So the story goes, I was at work, we're fast forwarding, I was at work, and super into cars, still am, and one of my buddies, who you guys know as MotoVex GT, he was like, hey man, help me out with this, I want to know what it would take to make my Mercedes go faster. And at the time, he was driving a Mercedes that was like, I don't remember the year or the class, but it's like the luxury, it's like the one with the least amount of power, but like quite a bit of luxury options. It's sort of like a, I don't know if that's a C class or a E class, I don't know what that is. I'll have to try and research that. But basically, you have to get into like Rentec or some hella expensive shit to try and find, you know, an extra 50 horsepower out of that car. And it was, you know, an extreme amount of money, like 20-25 grand will get you between 30 and 55 horses, right? And it took a lot of time. What is going on here? Hey guys, the fire department all just standing around a car that's not on fire, taking notes. It's crazy. They do hard work though. I'm not gonna fucking troll them. Those guys will hopefully not ever have to save my ass one day, but I'm glad they're out there doing what they do. So if you're a firefighter, I fucking love and respect what you do. I don't know why you're standing around a car that's not on fire with nobody in it. It looked like they were issuing him a ticket and shit. I'm gonna make this light. Nope. I didn't make it. Whoopsies. Yeah, green arrow in front of the bus. That's why we did that, guys. Like, I'm gonna make this yellow light. So we're talking about the car. I was like, brother, it's gonna take, if you want to go fast, man, I just said it. I was like, bro, if you want to go fast and not spend any money, you know, because you don't have a tunable platform for your car, period. Like, it's gonna be expensive and very unusual. So if you get a tuning house to do all this, a lot of the shit on this motor is going to be experimental because no one tunes this platform, you know. Now, would it be unique and badass and exclusively your own? Yeah, fuck yeah, that would be the shit. But parts are going to be impossible to find. You're going to have people aren't going to want to work on the car if it breaks, that kind of shit. This guy does not even see me with his hood up, and that's why I'm going to let that guy go. That guy does. Thank you, sir. So I just said it. I was like, bro, if you want to go fast, just get a bike, dude. Like, it's way cheaper. You're gonna go 100 times faster. I was like, just get a bike. You know what I mean? And I think that sparked something inside of MotoVex that I even wasn't ready for. He was like, huh. And he walked away. And I was like, we can do stuff. You know, like, I'm not gonna just turn you away, dude. Like, we can do a bunch of shit, but you're on a tough platform to tune, you know? So, anyway, he he disappears. He's like, huh, okay. He disappears for a little bit. Then he comes, sends me this email, and he's like, I found the Motorcycle Safety Foundation course to train to get your license. And I'm going, but only if you go with me. We're doing this thing. And he picked the next available date, which was like in April time frame, I think it was March or April. And I was like, yeah, okay. It's like, let's get the endorsement for the street, because I'd been thinking about that almost around the same time. Like, you know, my dad rides, and it's, you know, he loves it, and there's not a bunch that I connect with my dad on. Like, I mean, there is, like, we're both Second Amendment enthusiasts. We're both, I guess that's the best way to put that. We both like cars, but kind of in different ways. He's a super big outdoors guy. I'm kind of not. Save for being on two wheels, I don't really care for being outdoors, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. Just shit like that, you know. We don't spend enough time together as it is, and if I got a bike, like, that would give us a lot to look forward to. Plus, I'd have a new riding buddy in MotoVex, right? Like, are you kidding? None of this sounds like a bad idea. So we do it. We take the class together. We both pass flying colors. We were both first in class. What can I say? And yeah, we got licensed and we bought motorcycles. Now, the bikes that we chose and the paths that we took were very divergent, which is expected when you start motorcycling. You know, like, you're gonna find some shit that works for you. You're gonna get advice from fucking everybody, including me if you ask me for it. Or, you know, or tune into one of the vlogs where I provide it. But that's how I got started. It was kind of a, okay, well, if you're gonna tell me to do this, then you're doing it with me type of situation, which I thought, okay, yeah, like, why not? I could do that. So here we are, I don't know, 5-6 years later, maybe, still riding on the street. I'm not a veteran at it. I'm just a student of the game, you know what I mean? But that's a very long way of answering your question on how I got started. Now, the bike I started on, like, I took the class on, honestly, it was probably a Rebel, like a Honda Rebel 250 or some shit. But see, I gave this dude money the other day, and he still needs gas. That sucks. But learned on a 250. I think the first bike I got was a Buell Blast for the street, and it was sort of passed down from generation to generation of homies, and it was my time and my turn, so I got the Buell Blast and I rode on that for a long time. Learned a lot about basic mechanics for motorcycling as well. Because I had to do a shit ton of work to that bike. And then I sold it for the exact same $700 I bought it for to my friend Spencer, and that was his first bike. Because probably 2 years later, he finally got his bike license. Yeah, I think it was 2 years. It sat in his garage for another half a season while he was waiting for his class, so. And then from there, From there, I got Liliana, the Ninja 650. And then from there, I got Lexi, the dream bike, the Tuono. So that's it's a little bit about how I got started. It was basically my making a comment to my friend, him saying, huh, and thinking about it for an hour, and probably going, yeah, I've always wanted to do that. He's probably right. And then saying, you're doing this with me, fucker. I'm not doing it by myself. And then I kind of went, yeah, and joining up. So there you have it. That's the story of how Bayo got into street bikes, basically. Yeah.
Playtime is over. Say what? Over. Say what? I got no time to play no games with you. Playtime is over. I got no time to play no games with you.